Hello, Dr. Kemp here, Hammond Doc. I have a Leslie 22H that my son and I have been working on here in the shop, and we've already installed the upper driver in this Leslie, as well as a reconed bass woofer, and we've rebuilt the motors as well as the 22H amplifier. Now all I need to do is install a Leslie dividing network or crossover into the cabinet. But before I install a vintage crossover into this cabinet, I want to evaluate the capacitors in the crossover to make sure that they are functioning properly. And if I find that this crossover is functioning properly, then I'll use it in this Leslie cabinet. If I find that this crossover is not functioning properly, that means that I will need to rebuild this crossover unit. In other words, recap it. Okay? So I'm going to be using my blue ESR meter to evaluate this crossover unit. So let's do that. Now, here's the blue ESR and crossover right here. The first thing I need to do is make sure I zero out the meter. Now what I want to do is connect this the red and white pole here. Connect that. And the first side that I'll be looking at is the base side. This would be 12.5 microfarads at 50 volts. And according to the ESR meter, at 50 volts, and 12.5 here, it would be any number that ESR ohms reading that would be less than 10. Okay? Because it would be within this range, and here's the 10. So less than 10, 12.5. So I connect it to the black side, and I get 0.26 ohms. A ESR reading of 0.26 ohms. And that means that the base capacitor is good. It is less than 10. Okay? Now, I want to zero it out again and reconnect it to the red and white side. Now, I'm going to check this side, the red side here, which that is your treble side, and that would be 7.8 microfarads at 50 volts. So that would fall within this range on the ESR meter, which is still below 10 ESR ohms. And I get a 0.26 reading. And so that tells me that this capacitor is also good. So what these readings tell me is that I have a good crossover, and that I can install this crossover unit into my Leslie 22H tone cabinet, and it should operate properly. So what I'll do is I'll use this crossover and install it in just a moment here, and use that installation process as as the as the content for the next video. Okay, how about that? So until the next video, this is Dr. Kemp Hammond Doc saying to you, have a peaceful and wonderful day. Goodbye.